Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to One Hub Racing Season 28, round number 8, as the P1 tier head to one of the most trickiest circuits on the calendar. It is the Jeddah Corniche circuit for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and we had some cracking races tonight. I'm sure we're going to be in for some fantastic racing in the highest tier of One Hub Racing. My name is Jess Bourne. Joining me once again, we have got Jamie. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing very good, you guys. Hope you're doing well and hopefully have a good race here tonight.
Yep, indeed. Unfortunately, we only got 15 drivers. Quite a few people have had tech issues or couldn't make it last minute. But luckily, Alex has just joined the lobby last minute because we were worried he was having EA issues, but he is now back, so it's all good. And he's going to need it tonight because last week we were at Bahrain and we saw the standings not quite flip on his head, but the gap closed up a little bit between Alex and Kevin. The gap now is 6 points between Kevin and Alex at the top of the championship, and Alex was the one able to capitalise on everyone else's mistakes. Took the win over Craggy in second. Quite a close one, quite a little fight towards the end there, and Mert got a really impressive podium in P3. But interesting stat again tonight, Kevin's not going to be here once again, so if Alex gets another decent result like he did last week, he could be leading the championship after tonight.
Yeah, and it could be quite a big one. Obviously, don't be 4 rounds left out this one. He could have gets a podium side. He could have like a double-digit point lead. It should be very difficult for Kevin to overcome when he does return. We hope for, and obviously Marco has got another opportunity to get us all back in there for not really taking full advantage last week.
And Marco, of course, won last time out when we were at Jeddah. I remember it was raining towards the end of the race and he was pulling a massive gap. He even said that he loved the wet weather as well. So I am predicting he's going to do well tonight and get involved in some little battles. So we'll watch out for that one. Of course, Akita didn't have a good race, and neither did quite a few drivers last week, so it should be interesting to see how the drivers fare tonight. And we got the Constructors' Championship, as you can see, Mercedes on 130, Williams on 120, so quite close there between those two teams after Mert's fantastic podium last time out. Then we got Haas in third on 93, Ferrari fourth on 82, McLaren fifth on 78, Red Bull in sixth on 75, Vita Cash Out Racing Bulls on 50, Kick Sauber on 41, Aston Martin on 38, and Alpine on 21 points. So still a lot that can happen over these last 5 races, and looking quite close between both Mercedes and Williams. And Marco really needs to step it up because his teammate pulled off the result that he couldn't last week.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, obviously. He had that penalty really cost him a lot, and he's got to shape it up. But a win here, he could still lead the championship going into next week if he does win today. And And Alex had a bad race. These two have had good races and bad races. Not being as consistent as Kevin, but obviously Kevin's absence here, this is a great opportunity for them to really stake a claim, and it should be a good one. As around here, the race around here can be quite difficult, and I think you want to qualify well around here because it is difficult to progress through the fields. As the dirty air and DRS trains become a huge factor on the circuit, so qualifying tonight will be key for both of these guys. They want to both be on the front row, I think, tonight.
As we both found out in our races, yeah, it is so tricky to overtake. And even if you're running high wings, there will be some drivers, like in this deer, that are definitely going to be running lower wings, as I predicted in the talk show. So without further ado, let's get started with qualifying. And obviously I spun the wheel in the pre-race show and it revealed wet to dry qualifying as we saw last time out, and it was wet to overcast this time. And then we have got a fully dry race. I'm not going to say what the complete combination is because, well, it's not going to make much difference, but you never know. It could make quite a bit of difference here at One Hub Racing. So we have got 16 cars here this evening. Like I said, no Kevin, and we thought we were going to have no Dave or Alex, but he is here, of course. We are riding on board with last week's podium sitter of Mert. Definitely starting to find his form here in the P1 tier, and he's going to be one of the first drivers to set a lap time, but I think there's other drivers before him that are on laps. You know what? Let's go on board with our newest driver to the league. Welcome to Gabe Medicine. I think that's how you say it, but I'm just going to call him Gabe because I'm that. And he's a Swiss driver, and we like Swiss drivers, so we're going to go on board with him as he makes his way through turn number 4. You've got to be very, very smooth on the steering in the wet conditions because even if you're on a lap on the intermediate condition, if you bin it, you're going to be starting lower down the grid. And on this game, to be quick around it in the wet, you have to drift quite a bit, which in my opinion is a bit unrealistic, but there we go. These things happen, unfortunately. So here goes Gabe in towards the next turn now. Keeps it relatively stable. Of course, we don't know what his pace like is compared to the other drivers. As he's one of the first drivers to set a lap. We got Craggy, I think, in front of him. But Gay getting towards the middle sector. He's going to burn all the battery. I would expect some drivers to go on multiple laps on the inters to make sure they're comfortable. We've got J. Cole Purple in sector 2. And he's gone faster at the moment with a 140.8. But as the conditions get better, we expect to see times pretty much fluctuate and go quicker and quicker. So we're watching Gay through turns 25 and 26 now. Of course, no DRS at the moment. He's purple sector 2, looking very comfortable right now. He's faster than J-Car right now, so he could be fastest overall. Through turn 27, you can take multiple lines here, but there's certain drivers that know which is the fast or not. Gay goes up to the line, and it's a 1:39.9 for our newest driver to the league. Pretty tidy lap from the Swiss driver.
Yeah, very good lap there, obviously. And the wet conditions would seem put a good back down, about a second quicker than J. Cole's. Callum goes about a tenth quicker than Gabe, or a tenth and a half quicker there. So yeah, he's right in the benchmark. Obviously, new driver to the tier, and he's showing a good lap there. As the track, to me, it's still raining, but the track looks quite dry to me. It looks not far. I think it's going to be stopping pretty soon because the spray is quite minimal from the cars. But what I noticed in my qualifying session is that I went out for a stick 1.5 through and it wasn't ready really. I did a slow lap, and then at the end I did a lap at the end, but I was like 2.5 seconds off the personal best. So in my session, the track didn't really get dry enough for a full dry lap. So I think that's due to the overcast weather and probably being under the lights. It might make the track might make the track like less likely to dry up quicker, because normally if it stopped raining 10 minutes to go, the track will be easy drying off at the end. But in my session tonight, it wasn't the case.
Yeah, I mean, it varied across, I think, all tiers this evening. It was quite a bit different. I know in our race, in our qualifying session, DRS got activated quite quickly, and it was pretty much bone dry towards the end where we could do our laps. But I think there were plenty of drivers that could have gone way quicker, but they only had one push lap to really get it right. So Callum Alarm's currently fastest at the moment. I would expect quite a few drivers just to wait it out a little bit until it dries up so they can get some laps in. And it stopped raining on my screen. I don't know if it's stopped raining on yours, but I think it stopped raining on mine. But the track still looks very slippery on the drivers there. They are struggling a little bit. We do have a yellow flag. That's just people moving out of the way, it seems. Now they're struggling on those inters. They are just so slippery right now. Even if you go on softs right now, it is still not the best conditions to get your best lap in.
No, I went out on softs on this time my session and I actually set a time that was slower than the guys on inters, even though the delta in the pit lane faster. So yeah, the grip level, it's a low grip circuit as it is, but considering this greasiness of a track, it's going to take an absolute nightmare to get tyres up temperature and get up to speed at the moment. I don't think either tyre is that great around here, but if I was going out now, I'd go out and set of inters. I think it's still a good 2 or 3 minutes away from slick conditions, despite the track looking bone dry. But beneath the surface, trust me.
Yeah, I don't think people will get their best laps in early on. I remember watching P4 and it took a while for it to be... It wasn't even bone dry when people did their final lap. So I think we could see something similar here. I obviously didn't quite see what happened in P2 as I was having din-dins. But there we go. 10 minutes left to go of this qualifying session. As we can see, Dave heading through turn 26 now. And it is definitely going to be, the tyre's going to be quite hot on the inters. So the rears are going to start to slide ever so slightly as our newest driver goes into P1. So the times are going quicker, thick and fast here. So here comes Dave up to the line. It's going to be fastest of the night. No, it's not. A 1:38.8 puts himself into P2. Matt Clark is on a lap now, heading towards turn 10, flicks the car through into fourth. You can tell that quite a lot of drivers seem to be struggling at the moment in these conditions. And we have, Jamie, quite a few drivers on a set of the soft tyres.
Yeah, they're braving it now. Obviously, if you go out now, you can get 2 runs in. So they're going out now, trying to get a good lap on bottom. And it will be at the end where the time comes. So a lot of guys just stay in the pits, obviously waiting for the peak period. If you go out now, then you could very easily chuck it in the wall because of the low grip. If I was these guys, I wouldn't go out just yet because it's just so easy to make a mistake here and damage your car and whatever and not get back. But these guys are pretty skilled. I'm pretty sure if anyone go out on these condition mistakes, it's these guys. So wait and see. But I do expect to see the lap times now plummet. So we've got 5 guys set a lap. So not many guys bother going out in the wet because we knew it's going to dry at the end. But now we'll get to see the real action of qualifying. It's going to really hot up now for these last 10 minutes if you include after the timer. So this next 10 minutes is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think the 10 minutes that we got at the moment is going to be, I think, quite interesting for the drivers. And I need to turn your mic up on Discord as it's on the quiet end. Try speaking again.
Yeah, hello, yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, that's miles better. Now I need to turn you down on OBS. So, no, it's fine. I should have said it before, really. But to be honest, I didn't notice a difference until all of you pointed it out in the chat. So, thank you very much, guys, for being our eyes and ears. So let's get us back to the gameplay and the action as everyone is starting to go on laps. Quite a few people have dived into the pits, actually, on the set of the soft tyres. And DRS is now activated, so we will see people go quicker. Casper, I have to say, is a driver who needs a good result here this evening. He has been very unlucky as of late. But he tends to be a driver that likes his track in qualifying. So we'll see what he could do in the race as he makes his way through in towards turn 25 and 26. It's looking like he could be the fastest time at the moment. And he's a benchmark to see what's the time to beat at this stage of qualifying. But you can see on the track, it's not at its driest. So I will expect times to improve even more as Casper goes up to the line. What could he do? And the answer to that is a 1:36.8, which is a second quicker than anybody. I think there's quite a few drivers that will go quicker than that. Lakita's going through turn at 6. We've got Clark's on a lap, but he's still on inters though, so he's gonna dive it in to the pits. I've just seen in the P1 drivers chat that Dave has got an extra set of softs, which I don't think matters in this occasion. But
No.
guys in chat, once Jamie speaks next, if you can let us know if the sound is all good, and I can tweak it if necessary. But we've got 6 minutes to go. Casper's out on top.
No, yeah, I don't think it matters because we do have the lobby restart after. Yeah, Callum has improved there, so it's a 33, but it's still a good 6 or 7 seconds off the peak quali pace, I think, as Marco's is a 32 there. We're getting closer. I do expect to see Paul. What do you think, around the 26, would you say, maybe 25? So there's still a good 7 seconds off what I expect to see a pole position up round here. But yeah, Marco now lowering the marking further. So grip's improving. Every time we get across the line now, they're going to go fastest because the track's just getting more and more grippy, and the DRS also helps you gain a lot of free lap time. So yeah, but the problem is if you're on the lap now, you've got to make sure you can get back in and go again to another set of dry tyres. You don't leave yourself caught short and not on the track where it's peak period end of session. So these guys got to be careful. As Logan does it, he's our first guy in the 31s. I would expect to see the 1 minute 30 barrier broken in the next minute or so. Yep, Arnard 31.5. He's had good recent form recently as Casper pips at Logan into second place. Casper's had some good qualifying results of late. The race hasn't particularly gone to plan, but Casper showed some good raw pace, and hopefully tonight he can have a decent race showing.
Yeah, like I was saying, his luck has been really bad as of late, so we'll see what he can do. But here's a man who is currently P2 in the championship and is looking to be the one that capitalises on Kevin not being here tonight. To be fair, he did withdraw last minute, but even after me and Colin predicted our qualifying, so that pretty much screwed our prediction championship. But there we go. But Alex, of course, is the only one to have got 3 race wins this season. I do remember there's quite a few races where he got unlucky and missed out on the victory, as that was a bit squirmish heading towards the exit of turn 22, and he's lost quite a bit of time there, even though it shows on my screen purple sector 2 a 28.586 in the middle sector. The fastest sector 1 at the moment belongs to the driver in P16, which is Craggy. So he is the fastest first sector right now. It's going to look like he's going to be faster than anyone, but he's going to make it back into the pits is another matter. Alex goes fastest in the Haas. We'll see he has enough time to go into the pits. It's going to be a bit of touch and go for him right now. More drivers on the lap. He's going to struggle. Gabe up to the line. He goes P2. A lot of these drivers have got to get a move on it if they want to get into the pits. If I was Clark, I would dive it into the pits now, which he has done. So fair play.
Yeah. Yeah, if you come in, if you're about to finish lap now, which you come in the pits, there's only Alex and Gabe out. Alex is going to struggle. I think Gabe is not going to make it. He is a couple corners behind Alex. Alex is going purple, so is he on another lap or is this his in lap? He's going quick on his in lap, which shows you everything you need to know about the conditions. It's just improving massively. Actually, he's in a bit of ERS, so is he on a fine lap or is he in lap? It's hard to tell. I'm not sure because
it's hard to look at his telemetry, but he's just set a purple first sector, by the way, a 32.457 according to my telemetry. So
he hasn't got much ERS left though. So
no, I think he's backed off. He's backed off. I think he's ran out of fuel as well because there's a yellow flag everywhere. So yeah, he's gonna.
That's for Gabe. Actually, Gabe's run out of fuel, so he's not going to make it to the end. Because if you go out on this track and minimal fuel, you won't have enough for your in lappers. I found that in practice earlier. But I think it's going to touch go for Alex entering the pits now. It's going to be touch and go, but I don't think so because it takes you a good minute to get everything prepared. So he's going to struggle to get his lap in.
I think Waity had a similar problem in our tier and he didn't make it at all. So I don't think Alex is going to make it. And we are going to potentially have a different pole sitter here this evening. We got Dave, though, who's going out earlier than expected compared to everybody else. So I think Dave has got a lot of pressure on him as turn 1 didn't look very good from him right now. So he's backed out of it.
He's probably got enough fuel to go again. He realised that wasn't a great run, and it's good run for him. He bailed out early, so he used too much of his tyre life. So He's now got found some good window to get a good lap in again. He's letting a few cars through. Everybody else is on out laps, so nobody's on a flying lap at the moment. So he's the first guy to start a flying lap. Will be the Sauber of Colin, I believe. So he's going to be the first guy to set a flying lap at the end of our quali session. So pressure's on for Colin at set time.
As does 4 other drivers, including Morgan, Curry, and Craggy. Now, Colin spoke to me before we did the pre-race show, and he loves this track. It's one of his favourite circuits, and he feels like he's got the pace. So I'm worried I'm going to put a bit of commentator's curse on Mr. Colin R. Mason, the Welshman, but he does love it, and he was hoping for a bit of rain tonight, but unfortunately, Cole, it's not going to happen, I'm afraid. But we'll see how he does. Sector 1. Yellow flags heading towards the start of the middle sector, but look at Colin, purple first sector for the Kick Sauber driver. This is looking very good for him, but don't forget there's people still on outlaps, but stop the count. We got Colin Purple for the first sector for the very first time. He makes his way through now into the long DRS straight. He just about avoids the wall there. This is looking very good for him. He's using his ERS to good effect. You don't want to be using your ERS too much throughout the lap, because otherwise you're going to run out and you're going to be running. Oh, sorry, Jamie, carry on.
Casper's in the wall. Colin's right behind him, so he might get affected. Well, Casper's going to keep well out the way. It's good to see Casper in the wall. He's in out lap and damages his wing, so his quali's over.
That is him done. He's going to be 4th for now, but I don't think he's going to stay 4th, unfortunately, because there's only a few drivers taking car wear penalties this week. This is looking like a good lap for Mr. Colin R. Mason. What's he going to be? It's going to be a 27.645. Obviously, it's not good in comparison to what we were expecting, but of course, the conditions, you can see the track is still quite slippery at the moment, so we'll see what we can do. Callum is heading towards the first sector. We got, I'm just seeing Craggy's purple first sector, so Craggy looking very good. We have J. Cole that goes fast, his teammate by 6/10 of a second, so the track is ramping up. Marco's looking quite quick as well. Logan goes second fastest. Let's see what Marco could do in the end of the final set, in towards turn 27. Craggy is looking like the one that could get pole position here. Marco goes up to the line. What's it going to be? He only goes 3rd, so was not comfortable at all in the final sector. Craggy is the one that could do it. There's people that have gone green. Lakitu, 1:26.6. Very solid lap. Can Craggy do enough? The answer to that is no. Craggy can only go P2. He lost a lot of time in the final sector, whereas the key two, I think, was purple in the final sector. Mert, who got a podium last time out, he finishes in 3rd in qualifying, and all that's left is for Callum. What can Callum do up to the line? 4th fastest. Quite
watch
close.
out for Alex.
And watch out for Alex, goes up to the line. Only 5th. So Lakitu is on pole position for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and that was the lap. The 26 is what it was, definitely what we were expecting for this tier.
Yeah, definitely. It was sort of laps we were expecting as a sort of so that was good to see there. So this session, you get peak grip at the end. I don't think Colin actually lost out too much by doing it early. I think it was peak grip from, if you got that lap in, it was peak grip. So I don't think he lost out too much by setting his lap early. He may have got ahead of Morgan, but that might have been okay. But our grid tonight is for Lakitu on pole position. We've got Craig in 2nd place, Mert keeping his good form in 3rd, Callum 4th, Alex 5th, J. Cole 6th, Logan 7th, Marco in 8th, Arnad 9th, Morgan 10th, Colin 11th, Clark 12th, Curry 13th, Dave 14th, and then Gabe and Casper didn't get their laps at the end, so they're on the back row. They did not get their laps in, so that's why they're so far off the pace. They're not really that far off the pace, they just didn't get their laps in.
Yeah, unfortunately, not the laps they would have wanted, but a different pole position. That's going to make things quite intense going into the race. We were expecting Craggy to get into P1 because he was purple 1st and 2nd sector, but the 3rd sector, he lost so much time. He lost 3 attempts in the final sector. So I think he just burnt all the battery in the 1st and 2nd sectors, and that meant he didn't have enough battery in the final sector. Whereas Lakitu gained 4 attempts in the final sector, and he was able to go faster than he was purple final sector. So, yeah, You're all well and good if you're fast in the first 2 sectors, but if you run out of ERS towards the end, you're going to lose so much time, and Lakitu's management on his ERS was perfect.
Yeah, because the final sector is basically just straight, so you got the final corner. There's not much to it. It is basically straight lines. So if you do run out of at the end there, you are going to lose a lot there. And obviously, if you're running slightly higher wings, then you are going to get a lot in the first sector, because the first sector is very technical, and obviously the last sector is all about straight line performance. So it could be setup differential as well. That could be a factor. But yeah. Obviously, Craggy's going for back poles, but didn't quite get them. As I'm watching the dummy race, which you can't see, there's a massive parking lot in the gravel track at turn 1. So yeah.
I love the dummy races. I didn't get involved in my one because I was busy putting all my penalties into the grid, because we had about 9 in our tier, which took ages to figure out who was starting where, but we got there in the end. We got there. So the drivers are now going to be in the lobby restart whilst Colin sets up the grid, but luckily we only got, I think, 1 or 2 drivers that are doing engine and gearbox and engine penalties this week, so we don't need to worry. Robite is missing, so again, his penalty is going to get carried over to the next one. But I'll tell you who else has got a penalty. So we got Dave taking a gearbox and Callum Unarmed taking a gearbox. So they're going to be starting further away than you would expect. I'm just seeing it's going to change things quite a bit for them. Of course, Callum is going to be starting, I think, 9th place. Whereas, let me just see, Dave is going to be starting
at the back.
At the back anyway. So for Dave, not going to make much difference. But Callum going to be starting 9th, and you can't. The places you got to make up is in the start. If you don't make too much place in the start, unless you can do the undercut early on, then kiss your chance of a good result goodbye.
Yeah, it's obviously it is very difficult, and once you get stuck in all that, it's so difficult because you overtake opportunities. Yeah, they're there, but you have to be brave. And I think turn 1 is the best place. But if you don't get it done in turn 1, then you can lose. If you sit behind a slow car in that first sector where you can't overtake, you can lose a second and second half lap easy. So yeah, it's not the best not track I would have picked to do a gearbox penalty. But I think some guys took it because basically they don't like the track and it's a weak track for them. So they're thinking, I'll get out of the way here, and it may not be too bad. But yeah, they've got some work to do. Obviously, Dave, it doesn't really matter because he's 4th on the back anyway. But yeah, for Callum, 4th, a good grid slot for 4th place. But down at 9th, yeah, it's going to be very difficult for him to make his way through the field. Obviously, the guys ahead of him, they're not slow guys. You got the championship contenders he qualified ahead of, and they're now ahead of him on the start. So that does help out Alex and Marco. They get bumped up a place in the grid to a 4th and 8th respectively. So that helps them boys out for sure.
To be fair, Callum, I think with him taking a gearbox, he probably was expecting to be qualifying lower. So I think he would take qualifying 4th, because he would probably be starting near the back if he didn't have a good qualifying. So he's probably, I think, quite relieved to be starting where he is at the moment. So we'll see what he could do as he climbs his way up. But we do have some drivers' press conferences, and Lakitu, our pole sitter, funnily enough, has been called to the press conference, and he was very consistent with some race finishes at the moment, with sitting himself in P4, but he had a bad result last time out. So he was asked, how confident are you that you could bounce back from last time out, and can you close the gap to P3 by the end of the season? And Lakitu said, I say the season started out very consistent, especially, which I agree with Lakitu in that one, especially with all those P3 qualifying finishes in a row, but the last few weeks have been really bad driving-wise, as I keep making at least one huge mistake per race, and it's really dropped me out of the top 3 race in the championship. Jeddah's been one of the better tracks this year for me, so I hope I can stop making all those mistakes I keep doing recently and finally have a good race again, and then maybe a trophy is still in reach. I got to disagree with the last statement for Lakitu. I think he's still got a really good chance to get in the top 3 race by the end of the season. Of course, Kevin's missing. A few drivers around him struggled in qualifying. Anything could still happen, and like you said, it's quite hard to overtake.
Yeah, there's 5 races left. Yeah, it's very different. He's got the position, he's got the opportunity. But what he needs to do, he gets a tendency to pick up time penalties. He needs to avoid them. And he's 20 back on Marco, so he can take a good dent out of that with a good result today. And 20 points, that is a race win. With 5 over score, he's not out of that fate. And obviously, he's only... He theoretically can close the gap to Kevin as well. He's about 30 points back on Kevin. So if he wins the race, he'll be only like 10 points back on Kevin. So you could say if he wins this race today, he could be back in champion. But obviously, Alex and Marco may take the lead, but the gap will be close. So he's not out of it yet. But what he can't afford any more bad races. If he has one more bad race, then I think that's his chance of a top 3. Realistically, we need a lot of favours to get it. But if he gets a good race tonight, he's definitely right back in that charge. As Craggy also right behind him. Obviously just joined the league half of the season. He's on 60 points. He's not out of it either. So, we could have a 5-way battle for the top 3, I think, come the end of the season.
Which is going to be exciting. Make sure you keep it locked. And of course, the key to has to still take his engine panel. He has done his gearbox last time out, but he's still got to take his engine. So it'll be interesting to see where he takes it and where he thinks it would be the best. So we'll find out very shortly. And speaking of Craggy, he was in a lovely fight towards the majority of the last week's race with Alex, and we covered it in the Steward Show. It was very fun to watch, actually. And they were asked, with 5 rounds, including this one to go, can we expect to see more great racing? And Craggy thinks that Bahrain showed what they were capable of, pushing each other right to the edge without crossing it. That's the goal of their competitors, he said. But they're not here to throw races away with reckless moves. 5 races to go means pressure's only going to build, so you'll probably see more battles like that. And he always wants to make the battles clean, but when it's that close, things happen fast and they trust each other enough to keep it fair. Alex said, I expect to be racing more as the season wraps up. They'll be hoping he's more often on Kevin's side pod, helping me gain time. Well, it's not going to happen tonight, is it, with Kevin not here?
No, it's a shame he's not here, because he missed the last 2 races, and we all like Kevin here because he always sets a very exciting qualifying up, and he's always at the front, and he's probably the fastest driver in this tier. So these guys behind have got to take full advantage. They cannot afford to let points slip tonight, because if you don't take advantage tonight, then Kevin's going to be laughing wherever he's watching this race. So these boys tonight, they've got to do it tonight.
They've got to do it, and I wish them the best of luck.
Opportunity.
And of course, Alex may not have the best of qualifying that he would expect, so he's got to climb up quite a lot of positions. But without further ado, let's run you through our sponsors. Of course, our title sponsor, Delta.app. If you're over 18, you can track all your investments like the world's top investor by using the command in chat, !Delta, and you can click the link in the chat to download the app, and you could do that on YouTube as well. You got to be over 18 though. We also got Next Level Racing. The amount of prizes they could win is quite extravagant, but more information will come up on our socials. Sim Racing Setups. You are providing quite a few prizes this season to our driver of the day each week in each tier, and also our driver of the season. Gonna be quite close to see who wins that one. And then we have got a discount that you could use for One Hub Racing on Sim Racing Setup. If you use the code One Hub Racing, you get 10% off. I'm flying as quick as I can because I know we're about to start soon. Pure Sim Gear, you can get 10% off Sim Racing gloves or socks by using the code on your screen. And there's a Speedster Award for the combined laps or faster laps or poles with a pair of Pure Sim Gear gloves or socks. We also like to thank our other partners, Vespertine, and of course SimGrid, and our charities, Mental Health Foundation. I'll go through a little bit more about that later on, but those are our sponsors taken care of. I can't really change my prediction in terms of who's going to win this race because I've stuck by it with the pre-race show. Jamie, who would you go for your top 3 after seeing quali?
I'll go Craggy for the win. I think he's going to do it tonight. Got Alex in second place, and let's go left field. He's had a good qualifying top 6. Let's go J. Cole for the podium. I think he likes this track, and he's had a good quali, so I think J. Cole may get a cheeky podium. So that's my prediction. A bit of an outsider there, but you never know. Strange things have happened.
Yeah. And of course, we have some really competitive drivers in the P1 tier, so anything can happen. And of course, we like to wish every driver the best of luck. The annoying thing about this circuit is I'll get it up on your screen now, but we can't see what tyres people are on, which is very frustrating. Of course, it's going to be a dry race, but I will expect drivers to go onto the medium compounder tyres to start with. Do not start on the softs. I tried it by doing just a fun little race a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't last at all. And we saw people struggling in all 3 tiers so far this evening on the softs. But we are about to get underway then with the 5 red lights for the final race of the evening. The pinnacle of One Heart Racing is a go. Let's see who has the best start out of anybody, and it is Akito who tries to defend off the inside of Craggy. Nicely done for me. You can see Mert trying to defend from Alex, but Alex swooped through in towards turn 3 they go, and nicely done from I think one of the Alpines, but he's lost it. He's had a bit of a dive there, he's had a bit of a spin, and that's it. Yeah, that's his race over, unfortunately, unless he can recover. But it's Akito from Craggy, Alex, Mert, Jacob's up into 5th, Logan's up into 6th as Epic trying to go around the outside of Jacob in towards turn. I can't remember what turn it is, but I'm losing control here. But Jacob is doing a splendid job. Both of these two on the soft compound tyres, which is brave. Same with Dave, and Callum's up into 7th as well after his engine penalty, so he's gained 2 places. Definitely the start he would have wanted, but Lakita holding on to his lead for now, and Craggy and Alex, where you would expect, fighting against each other.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we talked last week, and Alex came on top after sort of being very close to first 2 stints. Then Alex has actually just pulled away once he booked the DRS. He was tiny bit with Craggy last week. I wonder if Craig's got a bit more pace than he did last week with Lakita in the lead here. But yeah, great start by him. A poor start by Marco down a place, actually outside of Arnard and Mertz, the only guy to lose pace start. So not many changes at lap 1 there. Has he got has he got the Red Bull and has he got Colin and Clark going side by Clark? Colin went a little bit deeper in the final. Colin going side by side into turn 1. No DRS in play, of course. So who's going to be last late breakers? I believe Clark should have this covered. Colin's going to try and fight around the outside. No problem fighting on the outside. You really give him too much room, but Clark does give room there. Colin has got this move done, but on the exit, Clark has a better exit, so he managed to keep behind as Gabe is keeping a watching brief. Behind Colin as he taps the rear of the Sauber there. I believe he's got away without any damage though. He's got another yellow flag. That's
Curry.
I believe Curry's had a spin there in turn. I believe that's in sector 1. So sector 1 is so difficult to drive as Arnard has come in, changed his wing, and he's now hoping for a safety car to get back into this race.
We had one in P4 and P2 this evening, so it is still possible that we could get one. I think we only just had the one in P2 too. I know we had one in P4, which was, I think, right near the start of the race, which hindered quite a few people's races. But I wonder if we're going to get something similar here this evening as Craggy is going right on the gearbox of Lakita. I'm wondering if Craggy's running low wings, as I was predicting at the start of the show. And he is going to use, he's got quite a bit of battery, as you can see, for a little bit from his cockpit, which has helped him a little bit. And bearing in mind, these drivers, they're not allowed to deliberately run too slowly, which is called DRS chicken. You can't do that, but you can obviously go past still, that's fine, but you can't just slow down just to make the other driver go past. But what Lakita's done is fine, but he can't even get past Craggy, so Craggy with the low wings definitely helping there, and Alex is just stuck behind him, same as Mertz. J. Cole as well. J. Cole is really going to hope for an early safety car because he's already, I think, dropping almost out of DRS range to Mert, but in front of him.
Yes, Dave does pit actually from a soft tyre. So you might as well wing change. Even on soft tyre, you won't piss this
wing
early.
change.
Yeah, he's changed his wing. Yeah, so yeah, these soft guys, you probably go to. Well, that was Jacob's a massive slide there at the end of sector 1. There, his tyres are gone already. A huge slide there. Logan's go side by side, thinks about it, but thinks better of it. But yeah, Jacob is struggling. His tyres do not look nice. He's only done 2 and a bit laps on them, so that just shows you how much software around there. I found the hardwood quite a lot, so God knows what the soft's like around there. It's so difficult as Callum sneaks by Logan in 7th place. Now Callum is looking to get his middle on Jacob, so you can see them front 4 cars ahead just pulling away as Jacob has no longer got DRS in the cars ahead, so he's going to might be a sitting duck into turn 1 as we got Marco having a look at Logan, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, I've had experience, Jamie. My hards at the end, because I pitted quite early for my final hard stint, they were absolutely rubbish at the end. We're struggling with the Riz there as Lakita's past Craggy in towards the final corner. But that's probably a mistake there as Craggy is going to gain a better exit through into the first corner. And that he breezes past. He's taking handy from a baby. Craggy is through on Lakita and takes the lead of this race. We thought Alex was going to get past Lakita there, but couldn't quite do it. I think this is definitely the top 4 are running away with it right now, which is very good to see. I've been impressed with Mert's form recently. We thought it was going to be a one podium wonder, but it looks like he is here to fight and play here, and he wants to get a second podium of the season. Callum seems to be struggling compared to the top four. I was expecting him to climb up a bit more, but he's 1.8 seconds behind the rest of the field.
To be fair, he's built behind J. Cole for quite a few laps, so he's got by J. Cole now. Now we'll see his pace, now we'll see what he does. As Marco went around the outside Logan in the final corner, got the move done, and now he needs to get by this Sauber. He cannot afford to have another race stuck in traffic like he did last week. It was very unfortunate last week, the time of safety car. He pitted early last week, and that sort of screwed him over. As J. Cole, look at the rear of his car, it is not nice. That Sauber is not a nice handicap. It's about as nice as the Sauber was in real life last year. As Marco, he didn't go for it around the outside. He should get this move done. Yes, he does. And he should get the better exit. So that needs good exit on there because J. Cole may repass him DRS. But no, look at the traction Marco's got there. Marco should be safe from J. Cole, I think. But J. Cole, he may fancy a good exit at the last corner. He may fancy moving turn one. But I don't think he's got the traction to do that anymore. As, Marco should have his covered.
Marco looks quite comfortable, doesn't he? He's actually closing up on Callum right at the back of this, so Marco will be within DRS soon. I don't know how J. Cole's managing as J. Cole is in. Alex almost got past Lakitu, but Lakitu squeezes Alex in towards T1. Nice defence from Lakitu there, and Lakitu just about holds on to P2 of this race. I love this fighting between the top four right now. They are loving this track, and these are why the top four in this race so far, and I hope you're all loving it in the chat so far. Lakitu is probably going where he is now, or I wonder if he's playing some mind games. You can see at the moment he's got more ERS to play with, so he's probably just going to pick his battles. Expect the first lot of drivers to pit now for the undercut. I tried the undercut in Arctic because I was stuck behind a big DRS train, and you gain so much seconds over it. So if you want to, if you're stuck in traffic, ideally you would pit it and you would gain so much. I wonder if these two are going to do it, or maybe lap 6 will probably be the best idea. And I wonder what tire they're going to go onto next as they head towards turn 22. The top four running away with it. Marco looking like he's going to get past Callum anytime soon. Callum is struggling a little bit compared to Marco, so Marco try and climb his way up as Craggy gets past Lakitu. Lakitu gets past Craggy, never mind. So Lakitu is your race leader. Will any of these drivers dive it in to the pit lane? Alex does, and so does Mert. So Mert comes in as well as Alex. I was expecting a few drivers to do it, to be fair, so understandable. Marco's going to try and get the move on, and Callum into turn one.
No, he's too
can't quite do it. I think that is smart for these two drivers to come in, and if I were them, go onto the hard tyres, which they've done. So Morgan has done the same, and he's had a good race so far, Morgan. Yeah,
he's doing a good race. Obviously had a good race last week, all 4th place, just outside the podium positions, and yeah, he really is coming on strong. I believe he got Drive Day last week as well. He won the Drive Day award, so well done to him on that. And
he was involved in an incident as well, but it was no further action. And he had a very good discussion with Dave in the stewards room. And when Dave was looking at Morgan's PFE, it was like, no, there was nothing he could have done there. So yeah, there was no further action with that incident, which I think everyone who was supporting both Dave or Morgan were probably relieved about.
Yep. There's Callum in 3rd place here. It really is. He hasn't got the pace front runners now. It's around 3 seconds now. So Marco wants to get his move done. Would he get it done? Would he get it done here, or would he wait for the pit straight, or would he get them to pull a final corner and believe he's got the traction to pull away? Or wait and see. Obviously, it's very difficult. What you got to do is here. It's very difficult. Do you go for the move now, or do you wait for the turn one? He's going to go for it now, though. Round the outside, he should get this move done. And I won't be surprised if Callum pits this lap, because he's really struggling for grip, and he needs to come in for a fresh set of tyres, because it's a pit window for the mediums now, so you can pit now as the front two do. And I believe Marco is going to as well, but Callum stays out, so Callum's going long. Now, if the safety car comes out now, Callum's going to look an absolute genius, but at the moment, staying out as he is, he's going to get undercut by everybody. He's got a few different tyres. He's got a few guys going for mediums. He's got Craggy on mediums, Lakitu on hards. So yeah, the tyre strategy is coming to play here now. And on this track, I believe there's not much difference between double hard, double medium. It comes down to, I think, personal preference.
He's had a bit of a slide. No, it wasn't Lakitu, sorry. It was Mert who had a bit of a slide heading on the exit turn 3 there. So that he almost made contact with Lakitu and Craggy. So, yeah. To be honest, I should have gone double hard, but I didn't. But I was pretty much struggling with my setup anyway. But I wonder if Callum is struggling because of the tyre pressures, because I was struggling on wondering on why my tyres were overheating that much, and then I realised it was the tyre pressures. I needed to change them. So I wonder if he's struggling on the rears that much. It's probably the fact due to his rears, especially his rear right, overheating a little bit potentially. You're on mute, Jamie, if you're trying to speak.
Sorry. As I say, this track kills the rears. If you get that wrong, it's an absolute nightmare. It's a bit like Baku in a way, where if the rears overheat around there, because there's so many traction zones, it's just, you could get that balance right between grip and tyre temperature. But yeah, Callum, the car don't look too nice. He's going to pits now, and Callum's going to lose a lot of time by staying out longer. But he may pay dividends later on. We'll wait and see. But Callum's in now. I'm assuming he's going to double mediums down at least long. So he probably, mediums here. So he's going double mediums and a set of hards in the race. Is calling also pits. So I believe everybody has now done at least one pit stop now. So everyone's done at least one stop. And yeah, so wait and see how the race progresses. As Alex in lead, but Lakitu and are looking threatening behind. As Logan's actually undercut J. Cole and Marco, so he's back ahead of these guys again as Marco's got more taken to do. I believe he's got the pace of the front runners, but he's going to have to passing these guys ain't going to be easy, no.
Yeah, I found it hard in my race that there were some bits where I was faster, but I just couldn't overtake due to them running low wings. But this is how powerful the undercut is. Alex is now leading this race. He was able to pit a few laps earlier, and the undercut was quite powerful. Mert, unfortunately, didn't get ahead of Lakitu, but that means Lakitu has still got a very good running chance of winning this race, and Dave unfortunately has got a 3-second time penalty right now. Don't forget, this track first hosted the race in 2021, has had a few controversial moments in that race. I think there was a few times where in quite a lot of Jeddah races we were worried about whether it was going to be safe and when there was going to be like loads of crashes, but that has turned to be some good Jeddah Grand Prix races over the years. And of course we've had multiple race winners. Of course, Perez doing quite well, Max Verstappen. I think Lewis Hamilton won one year as well. So anything could happen around this circuit. And we'll see if the Red Bull of Lakitu could be like Max Verstappen and get the race win around Jeddah. And obviously Sergio Perez, of course. But we're on lap 9 of 25 as Lakitu and still going strong as Mert, as I got the wrong angle there on the camera, as Craggy trying to defend from Mert, and he just about does so as Mert tries to go side by side towards turn 4, and Craggy is through into P3 on those mediums. It was crucial that he got his move done, but the question is, how long is he going to make those tyres, medium tyres, last? Because from experience, it's not going to last very long.
No, about 6 or 7 laps. I believe will be the maximum ideal stick length for a set of mediums. These guys may stretch to 8 laps, but that 8th lap's going to be absolutely difficult there. But I believe it would be like 7 laps. So, he should be pitting around, I'd say, lap 14, lap 15 for presumably a set of hards at the end of the race. I don't expect to see any soft tyres at the end of the race. I was shocked to see them at the start, but I don't expect to see any soft tyres mid-race. But we never know. One of these guys may be a surprise as Alex in the lead. He's looking quite comfortable in the lead, manages his battery quite well. Alex is very good at managing his battery. I've noticed a lot this season. He is the master in this tier of the battery life. He just doesn't use it he doesn't use it too much, but when he does, he has enough in hand to really take advantage when he does. As Casper has got a time penalty, so that's not going to help his cause. As his teammate Callum is. Look how far Callum's dropped by staying out. He's dropped down to 9th place. That's how much he loses by staying out. But he may, as I say later, it may pay off later on. But as Marco's now getting moved to J-Cole in 6th place, that's crucial for him now. Is he too far back on Logan? I believe he is. But yeah, Marco's now trying to get back into position. And once he clears Logan, I believe he can maybe try and catch leaders. So don't count out Marco for a podium finish just yet. He's not far behind. If you get by Logan quickly, then he's back in this fight for sure.
Yes, I think there's going to be plenty of drivers that are going to be in the running, as long as they could be smooth with the throttle application as their tyres and rear tyres especially go towards the end of its life. later on. I think 4 or 5 more laps, we could see our next pitters. And don't forget, it is a mandatory 2-stop race. Make sure you give our socials a follow, by the way. We're at One Hub Racing on Twitch, Twitter, also known as X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And you could also join us on Discord, where you can get involved with the lovely community. I'm trying to remember if there's still space in P1. I think so, or they might have taken it earlier on, but we will let you know, of course. But I think we are almost full in terms of the tiers, which is great. I think we filled up P3 tier just before we started P3 tier, actually. So our P3 tier is now full, which is great news. But we're on about to start lap 10. DRS wide open for Alex and Lakita. We also got Marco fighting in a DRS train as well. And a few people just deciding to stay back. Lakita, what was he going to do here? That was comfortable, way comfortable. He saved a bit of battery. Good ERS management from him so far. And he's now through. Marco doing the same on Logan, it looks like. And he goes into the lead. I think Logan's mediums are starting to wear off a bit here.
Yeah, 6 laps, that is about the right time for it going off there. Now Marco's free. Now we can see his true pace. Can he catch his guys ahead? It's not going to be easy because these guys all DRS each other. You need DRS guys ahead, you do gain 3 lap time. So yeah, Marco's going to have to really put his hand. Look at the guy pulled out. He's put 7 temps on Logan already, just in halfway through Sector 1. And there's also space free in the P4 tier, so if anybody who is a P4 tier pace, then do try and sign up, because we'll try and get you in for next week in China.
Yeah, China, of course, is next week, and I think it's more likely that it could rain in China because we only had 1 wet race, and I'm dreading that if that's the case, because we've got a yellow flag. Colin's at the moment. Oh,
he's dropped off the pack there, so he's down in 30th place and he's lost the pack, so it's going to be very difficult for him to get some points now. He's going to hope for the car ahead have an issue to getting the points. He's 11 seconds back, 12th place there, so shame for Colin there. He was looking quite solid so far. Obviously, he's had a difficult season in this tier. He's found it quite difficult, but he keeps persevering, he keeps going on, and he's got some decent results, but he's not having the best of season so far. The paces team is relentless. As we got a McLaren going front and J. Cole. J. Cole does defend a bit there, but Callum will get good exit here. As J. Cole on the hard tyres. These mediums of the McLaren should be quick at the moment. It's got to get moved done quickly though, because it won't be too long until the Sauber with the quicker tyres. Going side by side in turn 1. Will Callum send it up the inside? Like we've seen so many times here in real life and in the game. He does, but J. Cole does turn it nicely around the outside. The banging wheels a bit there, but Callum's going to get a good exit here, and I believe he should get moved on as his teammate Casper. It's going to go side by side. He might have 2 McLarens on the Sauber here almost, but J. Cole does hold back from Casper, and Casper will be looking to get the move done there. But we almost had a double McLaren overtake on the Sauber there, but J. Cole managed to fend off one of them. But I believe it won't be too long till Casper, as it's a big slide there. I think that means that to go off as Curry's out in the pit lane, I believe, so that will be no safety car. Yeah, he has retired in the pits as Colin comes in the pit. So I wonder if he got wing damage, Colin, with that little spin he had. So yeah, not a great race for Colin, not a great race for Curry here, but been a good race for Clark's had a spin as well. So we have Mordie Clark there. He's had a spin coming out the banked corner up the top of the hill. So yeah, Clark, a few spins. These guys,
I've seen more spins
this. Yeah, exactly. I've seen more spins in this race, in this tier, than I've all season. It just shows you how difficult the track conditions are, and the track itself. Even the top tier guys are making mistakes, like we're seeing tonight.
I think we're seeing every single tier. Also, Clark at the moment again on the exit. He's just clipped a bit too much curve.
Overheated.
Yeah, his tyres are definitely overheated. I think his rear tyre pressures are wrong. He's probably not got that nailed, unfortunately. Meanwhile, talking of nailing it, Alex nailed it by getting past Takitu for the race lead. And we got Casper, understandably, is going to pit. He's going to go for the undercut on a set of the hard tyres, which I think is the right lap to pit, I would say. But his tyres could struggle a little bit at the end, like I did in P3 earlier. So through he goes then, and he's going to come out. I think it's a clear air, luckily, which I think is going to be absolutely crucial if you want to get a good result here this evening, as we are approaching. We are halfway distance at the moment. So keep an eye on who do you think is going to win this race. No safety cars as of yet, touch wood, but you never know. The top 4 still running nose to tail, with Alex still leading. Could be on for his 4th race win of the season. Could we see Alex take the championship lead after tonight? We could see for the first time a new championship leader in quite a long time for Alex. But touch wood, We'll see if he can keep it clean. But Lakita's looking for his first race win as well. He said in his rivalry, no, it was either his rivalry or no, it was driver's press conference, that was it, that it was one of his favourite tracks, and he seems quite comfortable. No warnings picked up so far for Alex or Lakita, so they are keeping it relatively clean so far. We've got Mert, who's picked up one warning, so he's got to be careful he doesn't pick up too much more before he gets a penalty. Craggy is struggling a bit more compared to the front two. He's got Mert. Yeah, if I was Craggy, I would pit. I would pit this lap right now, which he's not going to. He stays out.
Definitely pit next lap, I'd say. Yeah, definitely pit next lap. That's my prediction. As you've got Callum and Logan on laps, oh sorry, that's Logan pinned, and 8 laps in the mediums, that's enough for him. And they've got to go hard to the end as Gabe Oz comes in. Yeah, this could be a good undercut opportunity for Craggy to pit on the set of hards this next lap and try and get into the lead there. But yeah, Lakita and Alex looking really good. And Marco's now starting to catch these guys. It was 3 seconds the gap, now it's 2 seconds. So yeah, Marco has got the pace, and if he can keep pushing like this, it'll be 2 or 3 laps, so you're back on the DRS. And what if Marco may fancy a cheeky undercut here and get himself back into contention? So Marco it's going to be a 5-way fight pretty soon, because Marco is gaining a couple of temps each sector. So yeah, Marco to Williams, it's going to be a good race for Williams for the Constructors Championship. You have both their guys in the top 5. So yeah, Williams, they're looking good in Constructors. With Mercedes, no Mercedes involvement tonight, then Williams could have a really good points on the Constructors Championship.
Oh yeah, with both Senna and Kevin not here tonight, with 10 points in it, as it stands, I believe Williams will take the lead of the Constructors Championship going into China, which I think both of them are going to be relieved about. Of course, Mert had a good result last time out. I did say at the start of the broadcast, Marco needs to replicate what his teammate's doing, as Alex has been passed by Lakito, and I wonder if he's going to regret this a little bit, but he may think he could get a pass in towards turn 1. Let's see, obviously, in the pink Haas car, which looks absolutely lovely, by the way. I absolutely love it. Craggy's diving into the pit lane, but let's watch Alex go through on Lakito, and through he goes, and no, other way around, actually.
He backed out of it, though.
Yeah, he backed out of it. So yeah, Lakito is still in the lead for now. Marco's come into the pit as well, Callum and Morgan. So we'll see how that's going to change things as it stands. We know how the undercut is powerful. I think this lap is the ideal lap to go on to accept the hard tyres, because they can comfortably get through to the end, and it will probably stay optimal for quite a long period of time. So what will Lakito do? They'll have to respond, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can't afford to lose too much time. You don't want to lose, because at the moment, Craggy, if he gets a good lap here, he's got plenty of clear. He's got 9 seconds sky. So if Craggy has a really good lap here, the undercut around it could be as much as 2 to 3 seconds lap if you nail it. So yeah, they've got a pit, it's got a spinner. That is a McLaren, I believe. Yeah, it was Casper. Casper had a moment there. He just pitted that lap 2 laps ago, and he had a bit of a moment there, dropped a few places and dropped behind the likes of Gabe and Callum. Gabe's having a solid debut race in the midfield, looking for some good points, not far behind Logan or Marco. So yeah, Gabe's having a really good start to the season. As this lap Craggy's on is fantastic. He's looking really good, really committed, and I believe he will take the lead once these guys pit. Purple sector 2 is Craggy is really putting the pressure on the leaders. They're gonna all have to pit this lap, but they don't have to stay out. Mert comes in to cover them guys off, but Lakita and Alex are staying out, so they're going for an offset, so they will fall behind, but in theory they should have better tyres than the race. I wonder if these guys are going mediums at the end. If you go mediums at the end, you've got to go 2 or 3 more laps to be really comfortable. So if you go mediums, you should pit around lap 17, 18, I believe. So yeah, I believe these two are committing to means at the end, because if you go hard at the end, you'd have pitted already.
Yeah, I think they would have to go to the medias right now, as Gabe set the fastest lap, as Mert has just got ahead of his teammate. Are we going to see some team orders? I hope not, but we've got different liveries here. And by the way, I love Mert's Williams livery, by the way. I think it's one of the newest ones that they got in the game, and kind of wish I got it in the end, because it looks absolutely fantastic at the lights, the floodlights here in at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. And I noticed it when I was racing. You gain so much time with the undercut. I'm a bit surprised on why Lakita and Alex are not responding, because the gap now between Craggy and Alex is more than enough for Craggy to come out way ahead of Alex. So Alex has got the timing of the pits completely wrong here, and I'm a bit worried about Alex at this point. So Craggy could be on course to be taking a victory around here, and he's probably going to be very happy with that if he could keep it together. So we'll see what they could do through the last corner, as Alex had a bit of a side there, so he's struggling on those hard tyres. I would come in. Lakitu's in. Alex is just going to lose so much more time. What is he doing by staying out?
Yeah, calling it a penalty, it's a 14-second gap, and the way the pit loss around here is around 18.5 seconds. So, according to my calculations, Craig's going to be 4 seconds ahead of Alex as Lakitu goes for mediums. So it's going to be quick. Where it's going to come out, I believe it will be in between Marco and Logan. I believe Marco will undercut Lakitu. It's going to be very close, but I think Lakitu will undercut Marco. Oh, look, it's very close, the two Williams, and that's crucial for Lakitu getting ahead of the two Williams there. That's worked out not too bad for Lakitu. He could be on for a race win here. That has worked out brilliant for Lakitu, actually get ahead of them guys. And he's got a bit of clear air to Craggy here, so it could be a Craggy v Lakitu fight for the win here. Alex has got to pit this lap. 11 lap old hards, that is crazy. He's took him a long way, but he's got to pit now because at the moment he's going to fall behind two Williams, and Logan, he may fall behind Logan as well if he's not careful. So Alex surely has to pit this lap.
Do you think Alex is potentially hoping for a safety car? Because we did have a late safety car in the P2 tier, but you can't really risk it, to be honest. In P3 tier, the only form of safety car we had was a VSC, and that was it. And that kind of helped people that pitted, but kind of didn't. So everyone has got quite a bit of work to do in order to get those tyres to the end now. And I think Alex is going to be in absolute danger here. If he doesn't pit now, he's surely probably committed to soft tyres. He does come in. He's in more of a relief, I have to say, but he's already going to lose enough time as it is. Craggy's already gained quite a bit of seconds on the Lakitu already.
Fifth, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to come out in 5th place, which is so frustrating for the man who won last week and has got the most wins this season so far. He could have used it as a great opportunity to close in on Kevin and potentially take the lead of this championship. He probably still would, to be fair, but Marco, Lakitu and Merck could potentially gain more points than him, and same with Craggy as well. 2.3 seconds in the gap. He's on the best tyre right now. I'm calling it right now. Unless Lakitu could find 2.3 seconds in the next 8 laps, Craggy's got this, but Lakitu's got a lot of work to do to try and get it in a few laps, because after 5 laps the tyre offset is just not going to be meaningful anymore. Jacob, by the way, has passed Casper for 9th.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, good to see Jacob's having a solid race there up to 9th place on the set meeting himself. Yeah, obviously, end of the race, it's not going to be as bad as it was earlier on, but yeah, it is still going to be a struggle for Lakitu to take their meeting to the end. But I don't blame him going for it. Obviously, he's not won a race yet this season, and he feels like this is a good opportunity for him. Probably his strongest track of the season so far. So yeah, he's going for it nicely there. As Dave does get a speed lane penalty, will not be able time. Yes, it will be in the pit lane, but yeah, Lakitu is slowly gaining. It's like a couple of attempts, but what he's doing, he's dragging the Williams boys along with him, and this is working out not too bad to Marco, getting dragged along by a car on fast tyres at the moment. And if these guys can catch up to Craggy, which could be possible, Lakitu was getting 3 tenths this lap, then Marco could be on for a fantastic recovery drive here. It's a bit weird. You've got 2 Williams ahead. They're both running different liveries, but none of them are the official livery. They're both custom liveries, so it is a bit weird when you see cars with different liveries which are in the same team. But yeah, but Marco's happily staying behind his teammate here. There's not really too much need to swap the cars just yet. But as Colin picks up another penalty, so he's on 6 seconds at the moment, so he's not having a great race. There's Alex now. Alex is now on the back of these guys, so the top 5, that's like the convergence for it again, as Lakitu is getting another couple of attempts on Craggy in the first sector. So these top 5 are going to close right up yet again. So I think we're going to have a 5-way battle for the win at some stage, but I wonder if Craggy's just taking it calm, taking it nice. Craggy's probably just saved his tyres a little bit. He's knowing these guys may catch up, and he'll be hoping you have something to fight for at the end. He's on the oldest tyres, but as you mentioned, Alex and Lakitu, they're going to struggle at the end, I think, for the tyre grip. So they're going to have to get their moves done ASAP and just hope the others struggle to keep up.
Yeah, it's all good having a tyre offset, but it's not good if the rears are going to slide towards the end of the race. And I think Lakitu has got to be in DRS around about now. Let us know in the chat if you think that Lakitu could do it, or has he got a tough order on his hands. And I believe it was Craggy that had the tyre offset last week, but he couldn't get past Alex. Alex was defending for all his might. So just because you have the faster
Alex up the
tyres doesn't
inside
mean you're
of
going to be
it,
quick.
Marco.
Alex passed
got the
Marco
move
up into
done.
4th place. He could still get a podium here. He's right in this DRS trying to. It's not over for Alex yet. We'll see if he can get past Mert with the better tyre offset in towards T1. Not quite enough. He is purple in the final sector though, so he's going to be better dealt for the moment, as we almost have some water out for quite a lot of their drivers. Everybody I can see in this tier is definitely pushing to the limits, which is really great to see, as Clark, by the way, passes Morgan up for 11th spot. Nicely done from him.
Yeah, good move there. Obviously, they're both fighting for the minor points places, but at the moment, they're both good for points over 10 seconds ahead of Arnold, who has stayed in there. Flame share play to Arnold. He has stayed in there, replaced his wing. Obviously, disappointing start for him, but his pace doesn't seem that bad, but he just lost out at the start there by changing that wing. That's just killed his race. But he stayed in there, and I believe safety car will come out now. It has to come out in the next 2 laps. If it doesn't come out next 2 laps, it won't come out again. So it's looking like green flag to the finish. Lakito's now is in DRS of Craggy, and he's top 5. It's now a 5-way DRS train battle for lead. So we've got a yellow flag. That is Casper, who's spun again. But I believe he has recovered. It was a brief yellow flag, so he's dropped down to 10th place. Has he got any damage? I don't think he has. So I think he may have got away with that there.
He got very lucky there. Very lucky there for Casper. As Mert has been passed by Alex there. So Mert on the hard tyres, unfortunately, couldn't compete against Alex's fresh and mediums. But now what Alex has got to do is try and get past Lakito. He's got a lot of work to do if he could do it. Lakito almost got past.
Ooh,
no, Lakito didn't get past Craggy there.
No, he's thinking of going around the outside there, but he realised he didn't have the space there, backed out of it there wisely. But yeah, Craggy, he's feeling under pressure. These guys ran up quicker, because Craggy did go for that undercut, but he's maybe feeling a bit now at the moment with Lakito on the fresh bet mediums behind us. My race tonight, I undercut a guy by 2.5 seconds, but 3 laps time he caught back up to me again. So yeah, the undercut is nice, but it's this stage of the race where you think, yeah, I got the track position, but can I stay ahead? And that's Craggy's question. Can he stay ahead? Because it's going to be very difficult to keep these boys behind, especially Alex, who looks really threatening. He's done 2 great moves already past 2 laps. And Alex, I think at the moment, I fancy him for the win at the moment. I believe if he can get these moves done, I believe Alex may pull this off. But getting the moves done is going to be easier said than done. These 2 ahead, they're very good at defending. So we'll wait and see what happens. But yeah, I think Alex, he could maybe go for back-to-back wins here with a different strategy, but it may be working off for him quite nicely.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, of course, Alex is looking to really put a strong hold. I was questioning his strategy, to be fair, but to be fair, I was predicting the offset wasn't going to be as big. But I think the best strategy is medium, hard, medium, I would say, for quite a lot of these guys. And it's probably the closest that we've seen in quite a bit. So Alex got to get past Lakito now, which I don't think he's going to do. But Lakito tries to cover him off to get past Craggy. Alex, I think if I was him, I would take the back seat. Almost made a bit of contact heading in towards turn 2. And Merck could have took advantage of that, but he didn't. I think if I were the 2 Williams boys, I would fasten your seatbelts here, because if any of the top 3 make a mistake, the 2 Williams could really have a chance to pounce. I think nowhere else in the field is going to catch up, as Callum has left the session. Callum's disconnected. He's going to lose a chunk of points here if he doesn't get back into the session.
Yeah, that's a shame for him. I'll see if I can re-invite him quickly. Obviously, if he's a friend of mine, then I should be able to re-invite him and have a look there. That's a shame for Callum. He's on a decent, solid race. He's on a very solid race, but yeah, it's unfortunate he has disconnected. Hopefully, he can get back in the session very quickly. And you know, as you say, the AI is set to a level where you do continue at a pace, but it's a very slow pace compared to this tier. So yeah, he's going to drop down the order if he doesn't rejoin quickly.
Yeah, he's not. He's probably going to lose out on points as well. So hopefully Jamie could send him an invite and him join ASAP. But we are on the final few laps of this race. Thank you for joining us as Alex tried to go for the movement towards turn 27. And I think Lakita is going to try and go side by side. through it towards the start-finish straight. He's going to burn a battery, Lakito. Could he fight for the comeback and switch back in towards turn number 1? They're going to bang wheels it as Alex going for the set. They make contact. Craggy and Alex there, and that's going to give advantage to the 2 Williams. I did say, Jamie, if I were the 2 Williams, to fasten your seatbelt, because Alex and Craggy and Lakito seems to be fighting too hard, I would say. So I won't be surprised if Marco could challenge for the win here, potentially. Marco's place on the podium could still be possible.
Yeah, Marco's he's played one game here, I believe. He's waiting these guys obviously all battling ahead, and he wants to get his moves quickly. As we got the 2 will go side by side. We've got Lakito trying to threaten a pass there on Craggy. Alex didn't quite do it, as Craggy's now back in the lead. Now 2.5 laps to go. This is where the fun may begin for these guys. So watch out and just fasten your seatbelts. As the Ferrari hit the wall there a little bit sideways there. Craggy, I believe he's all right there, but he lost a lot of momentum there. This may allow to repass him here. Do you want to repass here? That's the question. He does now. He's through into lead there. Craggy had that wall tap there. He's lost all his momentum down this. Well, it's not really straight, more of a kink, but yeah, Craggy, he's really feeling the pressure. His car's not looked like the nicest car to drive at the moment.
He's very lucky, Craggy, to have picked up no damage. I'm looking at my telemetry, no damage for any of the top 3. This is going to be the closest finish tonight, and watch this space as, well, they've been in the rivalries, but due to their great performances last week between the 2 of them. Is the pressure going to start to get to them? We're going to have to wait and see. Alex versus Craggy versus Lakito versus Mert versus Marco. Who would come out on top at the end of this?
3 side, 3 wide.
3 but wide going in towards turn 2. And I think Craggy is going to get the better line. Could Craggy take the lead of this one? Round the outside in towards turn 3 and 4, which is hard to get a move done in the best of times. But Craggy is through, past Alex into the lead. I wonder if Alex's tire is starting to wear off a little bit. We'll find out as we're on the penultimate lap, and I'm excited to see how that's going to unfold. We've got Casper, by the way, and Colin, both trying to fight for the fastest lap point, so who's going to get that extra point, and I wonder who's going to come out on top on that one. I don't know who literally is going to win here. For the first time in a while, we're seeing a 5-way scrap for the win.
Yeah, it's very exciting there. It's hard to tell. I have to say, at the moment, Craggy's had a really good lap this lap. He's trying to pull away here. They've both got similar batteries. Craggy saved a lot of batteries on 92%. Got Alex 94. So these front guys, Marco now, he's got to get it moved done now. He's got to try and get as many points as he can. As Lakito is the one that's struggling. He's the one's dropping back. So yeah, Lakito, their mediums are going off a bit. That undercut worked nicely for him to get into the position, but now he's feeling the pain. As now Alex, this is the final lap. Is Alex going to go for it in the penultimate corner? If I was him, I wouldn't. He has to go for it up the inside. He's going to have to go for it. He's committed to it. Craggy, he's got to get a good exit here. And Craggy with the DRS in turn 1. Final lap is going to begin now. And Craggy, if he can send it inside here, they're both using the battery. And Craggy, is he found of sending it up the inside here? Or he's going to have to go on the outside. Which line will he take? He tries to go the outside, but Alex has got it covered. Alex locks up there, but he gets it slowed down nicely. And he is in the pound seat at the moment. As Craggy's now got to stay with him in sector 1 and try to get him done in the kink. That's his only real hope, I think, as Alex's rears look a bit. Everyone's tyres are struggling at the moment. Nobody's on nice tyres. So yeah, they're pushing these stints to the end now. And if anything, Mert's probably got the best tyres, but he's not in the right. He's not in second place for him. So I don't think he's going to win unless these 2 come together, which may happen. You never know. As Marco is up to 4th place. Lakito's, I believe his tyres are gone now. So Lakito, I think, is going to just be happy with 5th place. As Craggy, he's close enough for an overtake here. Well, let's see what he can do.
Craggy looking like the favourite going into this. Alex as well. Alex has got to hold on. Let's see what Alex's battery. They're both even on battery, so if I were both of them, I would burn the battery a bit at each time. And looks like Craggy, it's going to be so tight. And Alex covers off to the inside in towards turn 26 and 7. And he's got to burn all that battery though. Both drivers have got to burn all that battery. What can Mert do? Can he steal P2 from Craggy? I don't think so. It's going to be so close to the line. Craggy around the inside as Alex covers off around the outside. Who's going to win? It's going to be a photo finish, it looks like. Who's going to win? It's going to be Alex that takes the win with Craggy in second place and Mert in P3. Great drives from all 4 drivers there and Nikito. And we got Logan in 6th. And on debut, Gabe, the Swiss driver, picks himself P7. I have to say he's fit quite well in this tier, so well done to him. J. Cole in 8th and Morgan is going to be side by side across the line with Clark. That was very close to the end. And Callum, unfortunately, Callum didn't join back, unfortunately. So he will still remain 11th, I believe. And then Arnow will pick up the final point. But who's going to get the fastest lap point outside the top 10? Would it be Casper or would it be Colin? It's a 28.9 for Casper. Where is Colin?
Colin's got it because Casper's finished. Colin's got it because he's 28.7. Casper's finished, so Colin has the fastest lap outside the top 10. So yeah, good to see it there. And it's the same top 3 in the same order as last week, believe it or not. It's about like close racing, but the same top 3 in the same order as last week. So
typical, right? Yeah.
That is interesting to see. But it came a different way last week. So last week, Alex sort of dominated the race. This tonight, he didn't. He had to fight for it, and he got it done. And obviously, Craggy, maybe a bit disappointed. Maybe felt he could have had that race win, but he waited for the moment in the last corner. And it didn't come for him. So Craggy's going to settle second place, and Alex now is going to have quite a big championship lead. It's going to be, I believe, depending on if you set a fast lap, I believe it's going to be a 14-point lead for Alex.
What a swing!
Yeah, and I believe Marco may have overtaken Kevin for second. He's got 12 points, so wait and see, get that confirmed. But I believe Kevin's dropped to third now, so yeah, huge momentum here for Alex. And with 4 races to go, that's quite a nice lead to have. As its confirmation, Marco is going to be 2 points ahead of Kevin in second place. So Alex is going to have a 12-point lead over Marco with Kevin another 2 back. So,
we'll go through your results, actually. So we've got Alex from Craggy, Mert, Marco, the Key2, Epic the Animal, Gabe, J. Cole, Morgan, Clark in 10th. We've got Callum and Arnold, 11 and 12, Casper in 13th, Colin in 14th, your final finisher, and your 2 retirements are Dave and Curry. It is now time to pick your sim racing setups, driver of the day. And Jamie, I'll start with you this week, because I went first last week.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very happy with that. I felt a bit unfortunate I didn't nominate him last week because there was a few. But I'm going to go for our podium sitter Mert, who's got another podium, 2 podiums in a row. I'm going to say, well done, mate. Another podium. You must be very happy with that. Do you think with more aggressive strategy, you could have won the race tonight?
Good shout. I think I felt annoyed. I think neither of us picked him because his first podium. It's like with Kimi Antonelli in real life. It's hard to pick your first win or podium, but once you get your first one, you potentially could be picking more up. So good job for him. And my driver of the day, we thought he was going to lose it there, but I'm going to have to give it to Alex because he had to work for it. We thought that he lost time due to the undercut, but it showed, just like in quite a few races, that the tyre offset was the most powerful thing. And my question is, congratulations on another victory. With you now the championship leader, do you think you could hold on to the championship lead with 4 races to go? So that is my question. But next week, we've got the final 4 rounds coming up. We've got Shanghai next week, then we got Miami the week after, then we got Abu Dhabi, and then we got Las Vegas. So 4 more rounds to decide who could be crowned champion. Of course, we won't have a champion crowned yet, but China has always provided some great racing in One Hub racing history. I can't remember who won the Shanghai in P1, but it was a nice race nonetheless. But what do you think we can expect around Shanghai?
Yeah, it could be a totally different track, of course, and obviously that's a track where overtaking. It's a really good track for racing. Yeah, you get lots of corners where you can win side by side, a lot of overtaking moments, and yeah, it is really a very fun track. And our last P1 tier winner was a Craggy. He won there in season 26 when he won the championship. So yeah, Craggy is our defending P1 tier winner. Can he win next week? He's come second twice, and don't count out Craggy for top 3 championship. He's right there. He's not that far behind Kevin now. So yeah, Craggy is within 10 points of Kevin, I believe. So yeah, Craggy may be a contender for top 3. So watch out for that, and watch out for China. A great race, and obviously the probability of rain for each race does increase every time we don't get in the race. Obviously, qualifying less so because I had a few wet qualifyings, but yet to have a wet race. I'm hoping it doesn't happen in China because I quite like track on the dry. But if it does, I won't be shocked if it does. So we see it a lot in real life wet in China. So I guess if the wheel draws it, we can't be too shocked.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be too shocked either. So expect rain, and we'll be shocked if we don't get rain. But thank you to everybody that has been watching us. Apologies for the technical difficulties in quite a few tiers this evening, but the commentators handled it quite well. But you can catch us all next week, same time, starting at 3 p.m. for the P4 tier. And don't forget, we've got Inside the Stewards Room stream on Friday at 7 o'clock, where we review the incidents from Jeddah and then preview what's going to happen in China. And finally, I'll have a quick word from our sponsors. Thank you to Delta.app. We got sim racing setups, Next Level Racing, Pure Sim Gear, and we got our partners SimGrid and Vespertine and our charity Mental Health Foundation. Thanks to Jamie for joining me as per always. Hopefully we'll have a full commentary box lined up next week, please. I do not want to do double duty again because it was an absolute nightmare, but there we go. But I enjoyed both races and it was a lot of fun, but ideally I would just like to stick to one commentary a week, please. But take care, everybody. We will see you next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. Will we see Alex take another victory, or like he's saying, or would Craggy take his first win of the season? We'll find out. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. Bye-bye.